Hey guys, everyday guy here. I'm going to take a quick look at my Leatherman Sidekick. This is my multi-tool that I use at work. I love this thing and I carry it with me all the time, but at work it's such a dirty, messy, dusty place, and my wife's always worried that someone's going to walk off with this because it costs so much, that we agreed that I'd carry a cheaper multi-tool at work. And I bought the Sidekick pretty much about, I'm going to say almost a year ago. And as much as I prefer my wave, the wave is a better quality. The quality on this is still great, especially for around the $40 that I paid for it here in Canada. It's an all-around great multi-tool, and we will definitely look into it. I also owned the Wingman, which I sold to my brother. If someone wants me to do a quick look at that, or even compare side by side the Sidekick versus the Wingman, I can definitely borrow my brother's multi-tool, and I can do that video. But anyways, let's get started. So all stainless steel construction, pocket clip, which I love. I love carrying my multi-tools clipped into my fifth pocket on my jeans. I really enjoy having a pocket clip on my multi-tools. I carry my phone on my belt. My keys are always clipped to my pant belt loop, and depending on the day, especially at work, I have my work cell phone clipped to my belt as well. So there's a lot hanging from my belt, so I tend to want to avoid having to carry a multi-tool on my belt as well. So pocket clip on a multi-tool is fantastic for me. Anyways, the outside accessible tools. We have a one-handed opening locking 420 HC blade. Smooth action. Over on this side we have a saw. A great little saw. I've used it a bunch of times. Again, it's also locking. 420 HC. Some people hate it, some people like it. For me, it's not a bad steel. It's pretty good. It holds an edge relatively well, and it's super easy to get razor sharp again. It's almost no work to get it sharp again, and then I maintain it on my strap, and I never have a problem with it. That's it for the outside tools. Inside tools, of course, you have your pliers. Leatherman counts this as 3 or 4 different tools, but to me they're just a plier head. But they consider the end there to be needle nose, and then you got your normal pliers in the middle, your wire cutters and your hard wire cutters. The wire cutters on this, they're weird. They don't actually touch for some reason. My wave is my standard for most multi-tools, but you see how my wave, they overlap, to give you a nice cutting power. For whatever reason, these ones don't. Now, I cut a lot of wire at work. I do concrete, so I got tie wire and all that jazz. And they do just fine. They actually cut pretty well, but for whatever reason, they don't touch, and it's just weird. Alright, so on this side, now it's going to be dirty. I work, my work's really dusty, so. Right, so right there's a lanyard ring. Over here you have a can opener, bottle opener, wire stripper. You got a little ruler with a file, a very coarse file. I wish they, instead of the ruler that's almost useless because of the shape of it, I wish on the other side they had like a finer file. I wish it was a 2-sided file, and maybe not all weird shaped, a little more squared off or something. But it's nice to have that little flat head at the top of it. And then right here you have a serrated blade. Nice little serrated blade. Comes in handy every once in a while. I don't really use it all that much. But over on the other side we have your Phillips screw head. It's actually flat. It's like a sort of like a two-dimensional style. And then you have a big old flathead. It's really wide. You know what I mean? Like, I don't normally find too many flatheads this size, so the flathead I tend to use is the one on the file. And then this one here is great for opening paint cans and stuff, doing little prying tasks. That's sort of like the main purpose for this for me, just because of how thick it really is. You know, it doesn't come to a very fine point. All around great multi-tool, especially for the price. They are starting to go up in price, I've noticed, but as you can see, like, it does cut. Not as smooth as my Wingman does, but it does cut. That's for sure. It will definitely cut wire if you need to cut wire. No doubt in my mind. Like I said, I've used it to cut wire a lot. This multi-tool will be good for, you know, guys that want Leatherman multi-tool, don't want to spend the money for some of the better ones, or they don't need something as heavy duty as some of the better ones. Great for EDC with that pocket clip. You know, it's great just to carry as a main blade. It doesn't feel all that bad in your hand. I mean, it's a little bulky and it's got some sharp edges, but depending on what you're cutting with it, you know, it can be fine. All around great multi-tool, especially for the money. I'm just a fan of Leatherman tools. I bought my first Leatherman, which was the Wave, just over a year ago, and you realize what money gets you, you know what I mean? Like, quality, when you spend the money for quality multi-tools, it goes a long way. So, anyways, like I was saying, my brother's got the Wingman. He bought it off me. I can do a side-by-side between the two of them because they're pretty much the same multi-tool with a couple of differences. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. Otherwise, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm the Everyday Guy, and I'm out.